Hello, welcome to my channel. I am Anna. Today I am tying a geode on a hoodie, and then I'm going to use some of the new colors from Dharma that just came out that are especially for ice dye. So to start a geode, you just grab a random piece of your garment and wrap it about 4 to 6 times. I like to do 4 or 5 times, and then you'll grab a sinew puller, or in this case I just use a PVC pipe. You'll wrap it around the PVC pipe once or twice and then tug, and you'll feel a little pull when it pulls into place. A lot of why I love sinew is because you don't have to use scissors to untie it. It just kind of sticks to itself, so when you untie, you just unravel it, which is really nice. Another thing with these geodes is I highly suggest that you gather fabric and make it kind of clumpy in the geode so that it doesn't just look like rings. That was my first mistake I made doing geodes, and I've since learned how to make it look a little bit more organic. If you are curious on how I tie other geodes, like on t-shirts or towels, I have a whole playlist of geodes, so check that out. Maybe a different tutorial will make a little more sense depending on the angle or the way I explain it. I try to explain it a little bit differently each time so that everybody can find the tutorial that resonates with them the most. So I'm just gonna let this music play. You keep watching this, and I'll catch you when I place the dye. Alright, so we've got it all tied up. I'm putting it in a little ice barrier here. It's just magic tracks. These are toys that you can buy. They're called magic tracks. They're little car tracks for these automatic race cars. And they're just the perfect little barriers because you can bend them to fit whatever you want in them, and you can make them small or big, and they wash out really nice. I've got them linked below if you are curious. Here I'm adding my ice on top of the fabric. You can see that was a big chunk of ice. You know, it really doesn't matter how chunky your ice is, how small or how big it is. It's just gonna melt at different speeds. So, all right, first color I'm using is Alchemist. Again, this is one of Dharma's newest colors specifically for ice dyeing. I love this one. Alchemist is really cool. The next color I used was Phoenix Flame, which is another really cool split, very different. This one's more yellows and reds. The other one is more purple and green. And then this is Kaleidoscope. This one is purple and green. It's Alchemist that's more purple and blue. I just love how these look together. I've done a couple projects with all these colors together, and it's just really such a cool effect. So now I'm starting my rinse out process. That's what you're seeing here now. I start with cool water and I try to get out as much excess dye as I can, and then I start untying. So I think I mentioned this, but what I really love about sinew is it sticks to itself. So you don't have to use any sort of scissors when you're untying. You just kind of unravel it and unwrap it. So that makes it super nice to get stuff untied really quick. Sometimes I leave the water running while I do this. Sometimes I turn it off depending on how much I've tied. With this particular project, it needs to rinse for a really long time. So I let the water keep rinsing because I knew that I was going to be doing a lot of rinse out. So I do this with cool water, and then I really work the fabric, try to get out as much as I can. Once I get out the majority of what I feel like is excess dye, I bump the water up to hot and I repeat the process because even more dye will come out when the water is hot. Here I'm adding some Dawn dish soap, and that will just get out even more excess dye. I like to kind of, with hoodies, I squeeze from the sleeves, and then I squeeze the hood, and then I squeeze the body part. That's kind of how I like to squeeze out the excess dye. Then I put it in a washing machine on a hot cycle with just regular Synthropol or regular dish detergent, or not dish detergent, oh my gosh, washing detergent if that's what you like. And here's the final result. I think it turned out so cool. Please comment if you have any questions. I love to answer questions. Like and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching.